Okay. It's not easy putting content out. Welcome to No Grammar to Pod. I'm your host, Brittany, your girl, and I'm just here to get us started. Let's talk. Don't even pay any attention to my nails, y'all. I'm trying to get rid of these acrylics. If you've been listening to me for some time, you already know that I'm not really into all of that unnecessary stuff. Like, I'm a cool chick, but I don't need the extras. And I think so many people do need the extras, and we just not gonna worry about them. I'm considering turning off this other light in here. I don't know if I should or not. Um, and I don't want to edit this, so I think I'm gonna swing with what we got going on, and I'm just gonna change the light next time. How about that? All right, so y'all, I'm definitely here today to talk about Unrivaled. Like, that one-on-one tournament was crazy. That was a crazy situation. I was like so excited to see Aaliyah do her thing out there, especially against Fee. Um, she was really just putting the founders to shame. Like, she really showed up and showed out. Like, this rookie class that we talk about often with the WNBA, um, well, the past rookie class, right? Because now these ladies are going into their sophomore years in the WNBA, which is so cool. I mean, y'all know I'm a big fan of Angel Reese. She wasn't in a one-on-one tournament, so her not being in a one-on-one tournament, I really didn't have anybody to watch. So I was definitely excited to see Aaliyah do her thing. And I'm not a big fan of Nafisa because I feel like, you got to either be a fan of Nafisa or be a fan of Asia. And so because I'm a big fan of Asia, I've like gotten away from being a fan of Nafisa. And I'm not sure if you can be both. And that's something that I will have to figure out. Like, can I be both? Can I be a fan of Nafisa and a fan of Asia? They don't play on the same team, so I'm guessing that I can be both. I'm pretty sure that will probably be the most reasonable thing is to be a fan of both the ladies. I don't think they would mind. But I've never seen them together anywhere, so and I just watched Asia do commentary or what do you call it when you're interviewing? She's interviewing people for the 2-on-2 tournament with Hennessy, and she did a horrible job. I was cracking up. I loved it so much. It was so funny to me. It just shows that everyone has a skill set when you're in mass media, and when you're doing things like that, and you think that it's easy, you realize like, oh wait, no, these people have worked at this, and this is a skill set. So I was really happy to see that, and really happy to um, acknowledge that she's not great at everything. Asia isn't great at everything, guys, because those interviews that she was doing was terrible. And I'm gonna hold y'all up. So, how was Valentine's Day for everyone? For me, Valentine's Day was like just another day. I got some cool flowers. I should have put them next to me. Like a couple of bouquets, really cool, really sweet. They match actually. I guess it's Valentine's Day, so I didn't expect anything this year. I don't have a Valentine. I usually have a Valentine because I like gifts, but I've been really, really focused on quality over quantity. Like I've really focused on that and made that my life mission moving forward. And I've done a lot of healing. And with doing so much healing recently, I've actually come to a better understanding of who I am and what I like to do and who I like to be around and things of that nature. So this year I don't have a Valentine, which is crazy to me because it's like, girl, what? I know that there's always next year, and honestly, February 14th, I've never really had the best experience on these days. I feel like they're so manufactured that they're never like what I need out of them. So I don't know. You guys tell me, what did you do? Tell me in the comments how was your Valentine? Did you get what you wanted? Was your flower super cute? Did you spend it with your girls? Did your man do what he needed to do? I know most of my friends that actually even our in relationships didn't really do anything for Valentine's. I can tell you one thing for sure. I live in the Detroit area. I live in the suburbs. Um, and it's been snowing. Like we had a snowstorm today, which is the Saturday after Valentine's Day. And we had a snowstorm the day before Valentine's Day. And then around the same time was a full moon. And so a lot of things have been happening that's just people are more concerned about like real life things, less concerned about frivolous stuff like Valentine's Day. But you know me, I ain't got a lot going on, so I dressed up for Valentine's Day. You know, I had on my like heart shirt, my sweater. Valentine's Day was yesterday, actually, right? What am I talking about? I don't know why I was thinking Valentine's Day was Thursday. So yeah, Valentine's Day was yesterday, which was Friday. And then Thursday, it was like a lot of stuff went down on Thursday. So I'm sure like, people were just recovering for Friday. But it was so cool to see everybody on the internet getting like love. So many people were getting some really like the bouquets now are not like just bouquets. And I remember last year when I had a Valentine and he was like we were talking about like him getting me whatever he was gonna give me for Valentine's Day because I had expected him to get my Valentine's Day gift the day before Valentine's Day, and he didn't do that. So I'm like, okay, where's my gift? So you know, I kind of cut up because it's like, dude, what is going on here? And he ended up, well, I got a delivery on Valentine's Day, and he was like that he didn't want to get me anything the day before because that stuff is cheap in the stores and all this other stuff. So he was doing his big one with, you know, sending me some flowers. And me personally, the bouquet that he sent was cool. I ain't gonna say like, oh, the bouquet was whack. It just wasn't all of that. And seeing the bouquets that people got this year, including the 2 bouquets that I got when I don't even have a Valentine's, my bouquets this year are way better than the bouquet that he sent me from the floral company last year. And he like, yeah, I'm only gonna send from a floral company and all this other stuff, which I thought was strange. But you know, it is what it is. If you want to be weird, you want to be weird. And I let him be weird for way too long in my life. But you know, we ball. We ball. We ball. All right, what I want to talk about today. Y'all know what? I'm so tired of us women being irrational. I'm not even gonna hold you up. Like, I'm so tired of irrational black women. I'm tired of the scenario of the man is not good enough, but he was good enough to have a baby with. As a woman that don't have any kids and that would love to, you know, get a man and, you know, settle down and have kids with, y'all have taken all of the baby daddies. And I'm tired. It's like, why do we have baby daddy culture, baby mama culture? And then the men that y'all claim to be our baby daddy, y'all think that they're bad people, so bad that y'all don't want to have a real relationship with. And it's leading me to believe that too many black people are feeding into like this low vibrational thought process where when you're in the inner city, it takes away your inner self. And I know for me, like, no, I've grown a lot in my years. Like, you know, I'm from Pontiac. And Pontiac ain't no joke. Like, you gotta navigate, you gotta move around to actually become the person that you want to be. If you don't move around, if you don't navigate, and you get stuck in Pontiac, you know, that's where you gonna end up being at most of the time. You know, I think a lot of people don't understand that although your family and your quote unquote friends are there, that doesn't mean anything. Like your family and your friends are good people, right? But and they probably aren't even good people. Like, what am I talking about? They were in at a time we could relate to them. they were the only people that we knew. They were the only people that we were around. When you're a kid, that becomes part of your childhood experiences, going over to your aunt's, your uncle's house and hanging out with your cousins and all these other things. But when you are somebody that you decided that you wanted to grow, you did your therapy, you doing work for yourself, you trying to get ahead on certain levels in life, sometimes you got to let people be them and do them. And you got to navigate around that, and you got to grow out of everything that they taught you and everything that they're telling you, because you keep going back into those situations, into those scenarios with those people. You getting advice about your life. You getting advice about your life. You getting advice about your life from people that you would never even want to live like. Because you like, they got my best interest at heart. These my family members. I'm talking to them about relationships. I'm talking to them about raising my kids. And even if it's your grandma, I ain't even gonna hold you up. Even if it's granny, because I done seen granny in different lights. Like I seen granny from when granny was my girl, when I was a kid, to who granny is today. Grandma has changed big time, you know what I'm saying? And so as an adult and within your growth and who you have become, sometimes you got to be able to navigate and move around. And what I can honestly say for myself is I didn't have a lot of women in my life that I could look up to as far as stuff that they was doing. Like, no, I can't even look at not a single woman in my family and say, oh, she did her big one. Like, I got this one aunt that was a nurse and she lived in LA, but I hardly ever saw her. And I liked her a lot growing up, but I don't know much about her. And to be honest with you, the way her life is set up now, I don't think I would desire to have my life set up that way. Not knocking her, because she's really enjoying it. Like everything that she set it up how she wanted to. I'm just saying, for me, that's not something that I will probably be trying to do. So, I think that's something where you got to look at when you're trying to take advice from somebody. It's so much easier to go to people and ask them questions and how to navigate what you got going on as an adult. When we was kids, we was waiting to be adults to make our own decisions. And now as adults, we get so caught up in what everybody else is saying and what other people are thinking, and we get so influenced by the people around us and their thought processes. And it makes it easier for us as adults to make decisions off of what other people are saying. And that way, you don't really got to take a lot of accountability for the decision that you made. But I'm here to say now, like, as a grown woman, and a lot of stuff that I see that women are still doing at our big ages and having kids with these men, and then you don't want to marry the man, or you don't want to be in a relationship with a man, and vice versa. The man is having kids with a woman that he don't want to be with, that he don't want to be in a relationship with, that he don't want to marry. We gotta fix that in the Black community. I feel like these things have to change. We operating in this hyper consumerism aspect of relationships where everything is transactional, but we don't have much. As Black people, we are averaging like $60,000 in the household, and that's kind of low. A lot of people make $100,000 themselves in 1 year. So I personally feel like that I want to see us Black women do better. I'm tired of the baby mama culture. I'm so tired of y'all taking all of the baby daddies. I personally want a husband. I want to build a solid relationship with a man. And I feel like with this whole independent culture of women and everything being transactional, and not understanding that life is a grind, and if he's only making $45,000, sister, he cannot afford much. And if you're not working, I was talking to somebody today, actually, because I sell life insurance. That's my business. My business is generational wealth, and I'm helping people that look like me, get life insurance policies that either they can have a cash value in and they can borrow from immediately, or that's gonna correlate with their stocks and bonds, and or just give them their family a death benefit, because too many people in the Black community are dying and are unable to be buried in a timely manner because no one has the money. And if you can't pay $20 a month on an insurance policy, but you can buy $100 a month pair of shoes and things like that, then your priorities are in jeopardy. And we have to think about that. But yeah, I was talking to this young man earlier, and he was like 25. He just bought a house, and I was just trying to tell him, like, hey, if you got this house and it's worth X amount of dollars, and something happened to you, you die or you become disabled, and you feel like you still cannot afford this policy right now, it's crazy to me, because you telling me that you put all this work for your wife and your kids, but you don't want to have anything to secure their future if something happened to you. That doesn't make sense. And what he was like, well, my wife isn't working right now, I don't have the money. And I was just like, that's the first thing you think, is my wife isn't working? I was thrown off by that. Like, my wife isn't working. And I know that what has happened to our culture, because for so long women didn't work. And I think the biggest thing is that so many women have demands and they're not working and not understanding that you can be a helpmate. You might not have a real job, but you can provide something. You can like get a little hustle going on at home. You could maybe watch a few kids throughout the week, or maybe you get your nail tech license and have some people come through and get their nails done while you have the kids around, or whatever. I'm sure that there's so many options. My biggest thing is like, there's no estheticians in my family. I hate that right now. Like, all the women in my family, everybody got opinions about stuff. People always want to talk about how somebody ugly and how somebody look, but don't nobody have their esthetician's license, which annoys me because I want a facial so bad. But yeah, it's like the men now are demanding for more. Like, they hurting, they worn out, they tired, they beat down, and they want these families. They want to live this lifestyle that people have glorified through many years, right? The patriarchal system. You get you a wife, you have kids, and you live the American dream. And so many people want that. So many men want that. So many women want that. But we can't do it in this falsehood that it's just that, it's only the man's job to take care of everything. That's a falsehood. That's a narrative that has been pushed years ago. And I agree, because as a woman that plans to have kids, or actually, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't even plan to have kids. I don't even care if I have kids or not. Let me stop lying on this podcast. I don't care if I have kids or not. I don't care. Um, I want to be married. I want to have a long-term relationship. I want to be in a serious, committed relationship with my husband, but we don't have to have kids. And he could probably have kids prior to me. I don't even care really about that, as long as him and his baby mama not sleeping together anymore. The kid is over the age of like 7, because 5 is still pushing it. There's too much activity. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and this dude talking about somehow he dropped his kid off every year on the first day of school, and then him and the baby mama go and have breakfast together to come up with a game plan. Y'all ain't gotta go on no date to have no game plan. If you don't get out of here, I'm not playing them games. You dating on your baby mama, you need to go ahead and get away from me. So yeah, I don't even care about that whole situation, because I know where our culture is, and I only date black men. So, I have to be a little bit lenient in some situations, don't I? Because if I'm not lenient, then I'll be being delusional. That's the way I look at it. Um, so what was I saying about that? I don't know. But what I do think is that we're gonna have to figure something out. Because I understand that men want more from us. But us women, we just keep asking for more and more and more and more and more, and we're not bringing nothing else to the table. So we're gonna have to figure that out for sure. And we definitely gonna have to figure out this baby daddy thing, because it makes no sense to me for you to sleep with a man, have his kid, and then also turn around in the same mouth, same conversation, and say, I don't want to marry him and I don't want to be in a relationship with him either. But I want to put him on child support and he's going to have to pay this child support. And I want to run his life. I want to call him whenever I want to. I want him to pick up the kid whenever I want him to. I want him to inconvenience his relationships with other women because I want to be around for everything. Like, to me, none of that makes sense. It's irrational behavior. And for the men to sit up here and be so loose and so easy all the time and get caught up, I just don't understand that. It's like, dude, if I'm supposed to listen to you, you're supposed to be the person, the man of the house, and I'm supposed to be following behind what you leading. Like, I'm supposed to follow your lead, and you going for anything. Like, do you see that situation that you put yourself in? And then it be the craziest stuff, because it be some dudes be trying to holler at me and they be having like 2 baby mamas. And personally, I'm not one to judge you for having 2 baby mamas if you've taken care of everything. But I am judging you for 2 baby mamas when I realize that you could have bypassed all of this if you wouldn't have made decisions off of stupidity and immaturity. And that's when my judgment start coming in for you grown men. Because when you are 10-year my senior and you come and telling me about your baby mamas and you still on the same conversation of, well, you did your best and you tried to do this and you tried to make it work, but you ain't got no understanding of where you went wrong. Because the first place you went wrong was choosing that lady. And that's what you can acknowledge. Nah, we wasn't ready. These were some red flags initially when we got into the relationship. If you haven't dialed back into that, I don't know if I can deal with no man that got a baby mama. I need you to be able to actually acknowledge where you went wrong and how you got put in this situation. If you can't say that, if you think that everything is legit and you out here still trying to make baby mamas, no, we good. We good, my G. And then the men that just want to like have fun. Y'all know that this is a man's world. Life it's not fun for men. I don't understand where y'all get off this whole thing is I just want to have fun. Like, this is a man's world. Like, you are supposed to put in work, my boy. Like, your fun is at home when you lay it down at night. When you come home and you drop them keys on the table. When you drop them drawers, them pants to go get in the shower. That is when you are relaxed and you are in your fun moment. Before that, you are grinding. It's a patriarchal system. You are the leader. You are taking the bad end of every stick. And if you don't know that as a man, then I am questioning a lot of things about you. And that's my problem right now with society. The men want to have fun. Like, it ain't about fun. Like, what is y'all talking about having fun? Who is taking care of these babies? Like, who's taking care of the household if y'all having fun? I mean, that's my whole thing about it. It's like, men are solar creatures. Y'all supposed to wake up at 6 a.m. or 5:30 or whatever time, the crack of dawn. And then y'all turn it in, when the sun go down. Women, we are moon creatures. We on a moon cycle. We operate on our cycle. So if my hormones is low or wherever out of whack and I need to take a nap that day, I need to take a nap. Like, I don't need to be working that day, Like, I can't produce children like I'm supposed to if I don't take care of my body. And that's a fact. And if people want more women to start having kids in a timely manner until we get old as fuck, excuse my French, and having autism and all these other things that these babies are having, then men have to understand who they are in society. Stop playing these games. Because that dude kind of ticked me off and he was like, yeah, my wife ain't working. And I'm like, does she have to work for you to be able to afford the bills? It's like that isn't where our society is. And if our society is there, then that means your wife isn't, she's demanding too much. If you in a place where it's like y'all not, she's not working and that's a problem for you, then sis, you're being too demanding. You are asking for too much. Your man cannot provide that. He's doing the basics. And if you need him to do more, or if you need more, then you got to be creative. You are a creative being. We are creative beings. That is what we're here to do. We are here to create. So you can create money. You can create streams of income. You can create different ways of making money. Look at me. I'm on YouTube right now. It's a whole bunch of baby mamas on YouTube that I see often on here getting to this bread. Like, I be watching women all the time on YouTube, they shorts, where them just cleaning up the house of a messy day. And they have funny voiceovers, and I just laugh because what are y'all doing? And I think that's it. You know, that's the recipe, is just getting out there and trying something. I know when I first started selling life insurance, the lady over the agency was like, yeah, Cinnabons. She sold Cinnabons or something when she had first started. And she was like, yeah, I was doing everything to make money. So maybe y'all can sell some Cinnabons or something. Me personally, I wasn't with her on none of that stuff. Like, I'm Brittany the boss, baby. I'm always going to get you the money. I'm not selling no Cinnabons unless it's my Cinnabon company, which I'm not mad at that either, because I do got a bread maker. I might make some Cinnabons this week, and I might sell some Cinnabons to some people if they like them. But she was tripping, thinking it's like basically saying that everybody got to be broke and selling Cinnabons in order to make money to sell life insurance. She was tripping. However, I liked that she was being creative. I enjoyed that aspect. I'm like, yeah, be creative. Women, we can be creative. We don't have to sit around and wait for a man to show up with some money. I remember my grandma told me how my granddad used to want to take care of everything, and he started like getting credit cards and maxing them out to pay bills. And she was like, I went and got a job. And she said that he hated that she had a job. Like, that was her thing. She's like, he did not like that I got a job. And she told him where the money was at and put his name on the account and everything. And when he started needing money, he would just go to her bank account and grab money out. She said he'd go and wipe her whole bank account out, like, often. It'll just be gone. She'll make the money and the whole bank account would be gone. All the money would be gone. And that was okay for her because she was only working for her husband, you know, only working for the household, only working to ensure that he was able to pay his credit card bill that he had ran up to take care of the family, and that she was able to get enough groceries for the family. And to me, that's legit. Like, that's how you move as a woman. I wouldn't move any differently as a wife, as a friend, period. To me, it's just, if you care about somebody, if we start talking about love, because love is some serious stuff. Love goes bigger than care. And we get so caught up on this whole care aspect of love, and love is so much larger than care. Love is about commitment. Like, love is about reassurance. Love is about support. Love is about pain. Love is so much more than just a simple commitment and the caring for somebody. Actually, I'm reading all about love, Bell Hooks, and she got me really caught up in like what love is. And she has some really cool comments and sayings and quotes and stuff that I was looking at recently. And she was talking about the ethic of love and the ethic of domination, and how we don't really operate in the ethic of love. We operate more in the ethic of domination. She said, in patriarchal culture, men are especially inclined to see love as something they should receive without expending effort. More often than not, they do not want to do the work that love demands. When the practice of love invites us to enter a place of potential bliss, that is at the same time a place of critical awakening and pain, many of us turn our backs on love. The practice of love invites us to enter a place of potential bliss that is at the same time a place of critical awakening and pain. Many of us turn our backs on love. I mean, to me that is everything that I've been saying for so long. I feel like that within this pain that love brings is why so many of us have decided that love isn't what we want. You know, that love is so fleeting that we're done with it. And I think the truth of the matter is love isn't fleeting. You know, love is there. It's just that you're not accepting love for what it is. As now you have become critical of love, and so many people just want lust. You know, some people just want to have those pleasure feelings and the good moments, and you know, just this level, like just the bliss, right? And that isn't realistic. That isn't healthy. It's not helping us grow. And I really think this is how we got to the baby mama, baby daddy culture. You know, we've gotten to this whole I want to be entertained and I want to enjoy my life and I want to have fun. And that's why we don't have any money. That's why our kids are suffering in schools, where our little black kids are going into the schools and they can't read or write. You know, that's why we're having all of these concerns in the black community, because we don't understand love. You know, we have a culture of domination right now. Like, we want to dominate. We have the ethic of domination where we want to dominate one another. We have this whole men ain't nothing and women ain't this. You know, this whole gender war thing. That's dominating. That's You're telling me I don't deserve good things. You're telling me I don't deserve nice things. I'm seeing that so often on social media with black men and black women. It's like, oh, you know, you shouldn't support this black man, or you shouldn't do this for black men, or and then you have the men, like how they've been ganging up on Angel Reese. Like, what? Where does that come from? Like, why haven't you all uplifted my good sister? How did she become such a symbol of hate for so many people on the internet? And I know it's only on the internet, but the internet has really driven low level, low vibrational people to believe that it's the reality. And so many people live their lives on social media. So many people operate and they create personas on social media to the point where they've decided that this is the reality of who they are. This is what they want people to know. And because this is what they want people to know, this is all they're going to share. So to me, it's big right now. Like, that's my biggest thing. That's what I hope for us. That's what I want to see us moving forward. This is like my dream is for us black people, especially like if we could start with the millennials to, or maybe I guess millennials are too old. Millennial parents have to start telling their kids that we're done with the baby mama, baby daddy culture. We need to start operating in a real love, and a lot of it is going to have to be you understanding your childhood trauma. You know, you circling back to who you were as a kid and how you weren't loved the way you wanted to be loved, and how you know the love wasn't available. It's not even that you weren't loved like you wanted to be loved, is that you didn't see the people that were around you had no capacity. And that's one of the things that I had to realize, because I knew for myself that I wanted a certain type of relationship. Like, I wanted to experience certain type of people. Like, I wanted to experience a certain type of love, right? Um and I was just thinking today earlier, like, I've had people in my life that loved me so much. And at the time, I didn't have the same love for myself. You know, like, I just couldn't see it. Like, I didn't see that within me. And I was working hard to be the woman that I wanted to be. Um, I was really putting in the time and the effort to be better, because so many people around me was telling me that I wasn't good enough. And when I had people in my life that wanted the best for me, that saw the greatness in me, that really loved me like wholeheartedly, who I was and who I wasn't, which is powerful, right? Who I wasn't. And for me, I couldn't receive it. I couldn't sit in that love. I couldn't be there. I fought it. Like I remember, I'm thinking back to the time where I would actually, like, I'm fighting the love. Like I'm arguing, like, and it's like I want it, but I don't want it. And it's like, and we're having exchanges that are loving, but I'm not receptive to the love that's coming towards me. Like I'm being a deterrent. Like I'm throwing a haymaker. I'm throwing a hammer. I'm ruining things. I'm being destructive. And I'm being destructive because I didn't think I deserved it. Like, you loving me? Like, what you loving me for? Like, I'm not her. Like and I had a persona, the persona of being that girl. Like, and that was my persona. Was like, this my world. You just a squirrel trying to get in that. Da, da, da. That was my persona. Like, that was what I was saying. Those were my antics. But who I truly was in my heart, my subconscious mind, it wouldn't let me be loved the way I needed to be loved. That love wasn't penetrating the way it needed to. Like I couldn't receive it. Like I just fought it. Like I fought against it. Like I would literally argue with people. Like I would literally create problems. And that's why I'm saying today to Black women, we got to get out of that bag, sis. Like if you with a man and you think you loving him, but you fighting him every day, you got to go get some help. You got to go see a therapist, my baby. Like you got to figure out something, because that ain't it. And he don't deserve that. And that's where it's at. And even if he's one of those guys that you feel like, he's tearing you out of the frame, he's treating you poorly, then you gotta look in the mirror and see like what you're doing in this situation. Because if he deserved for you to be responding in this negative manner, then maybe you don't deserve to be in this type of situation. Maybe you gotta dig a little deeper within yourself to understand that self-love means that I gotta navigate, that there's something else out there. I know for me, that's where it's been, like after I finally realized that I just got tired of my own stuff. I got tired of having good quality people around me and me not being able to maintain it. Like why can't you maintain the quality? But I can maintain all of the BS. You know what I'm saying? Like the BS guys, they on my line. They own it. Like they won't leave the line. Like I mean, you can't get rid of them. But the guys that I wanted to build with, I couldn't maintain it. Like I couldn't sustain it. It's like I wanted to fight it. I hated it. Like I would actually vocalize like they're annoying me. Like he's annoying. He's getting on my nerves, and I could never really pinpoint what was the annoyance, what was getting on my nerves. And as I healed and I got over a lot of things, I realized that the annoyance was that I didn't feel like I was good enough for this treatment. Like I was annoyed because like, what are you doing here? Like I was annoyed because I didn't want to sit with myself. And because in order for you to receive love, you got to be vulnerable. You got to be able to own up to some of your flaws. You got to be able to acknowledge your shortcomings. And you got to be able to let him know where you're weak and where he can help you out. And for me, I wasn't there. Like I didn't want to be in that place. I didn't want to be in a place of need. I didn't want to be in a place of regret by divulging so much of myself. and not getting, what I expected out of it, right? Like, but that's a part of growth. That's a part of building. That's a part of actually being able to, really have love. And I would honestly say that I'm only speaking from experience. I mean, I'm not nobody's baby mama. And I'm not saying that to say that I'm better than anybody, because that isn't the point I'm trying to make. But what I am trying to say is that I've been in situations and I could have had a better outcome, but I chose the route of he ain't this and he ain't that. And that was like, that's my whole thing. Or he ain't got it together. He's still working on this, or he a mama's boy, which is actually does bother me, the mama's boys. I'm not gonna lie. Like, y'all need to get it together. But yeah, I've definitely messed up some good situations because I didn't feel like I was good enough. And so, my sister, I'm saying this to you today. If you in a situation and you don't know what you're doing in this situation, if you got a baby daddy and you like, what him, I don't like him, then you got to do some self work, my girl. Like, it's like we got to do self work. We got to figure this out, because you having a baby daddy that you don't like doesn't make sense. That's the bottom line. And I don't care if anybody tells you differently. They're lying to you. It doesn't make sense. You done slept with this man, y'all done had a kid, and you don't like him? What is that about? Like, how did y'all get this far? And those are the questions that need to be answered. We need to start answering these questions. And I'm holding the women accountable, because I'm not a man. Like, they need to go get with their boys. Their boys need to hold them accountable. I can't hold no man accountable. If it was up to me, I would be basically saying that men are not the brightest crayons in the box. They're gonna do whatever you guide them to do. That's how I look at it. I don't look at it any differently. I mean, I don't think they think that much about anything. Like, and then when they horny, they really just like don't think about nothing. Like, they can't even think. Like, what? Like, how are you even operating as a person? That's how I feel about men most times. So, y'all, it's been a joy. I had so much fun sitting up here chatting it up, drinking my wine, you know, and really just getting back to the pod. I didn't change the name to No Grammar Podcast. I'm gonna try to I'm going to be posting on YouTube. I don't know if I'm posting every episode on YouTube, because as y'all can see, this was not even like the easiest thing for me to do. Like, I gotta fix my lighting. I gotta do all of this stuff. I don't even know what my sound is gonna be like. I have no idea. I don't know. Like, what is going on? I'm probably gonna like link my audio with my video, which is annoying. Like, who wants to do that? I don't want to do that either. So, yeah. So when I put this out on YouTube, if y'all don't watch it, I'm not gonna be happy. I'm not gonna be happy at all if y'all don't watch it. Like, not even a little bit of happy. But yeah, it's been real. Shout out to Angel Reese. Shout out to Aaliyah. Shout out to all the WNBA girls, because I'm a big fan and y'all really have been giving me something to watch. Shout out to all of the black women in the world out here just trying to figure it out. Shout out to all of the black men with y'all fan selves, because I love y'all. And then, just shout out to everybody that's out here trying to get it together. Because we out here trying to get it together. And so many of us just trying to do our thing, trying to make moves. Oh, and shout out to everybody that's out here trying to hustle. They got a new hustle. Me out here selling this life insurance. And then I'm also selling POS or PO systems. So I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff right now. What am I talking about? POS systems. That's what they're called. I'm gonna get off of this thing for real. I'm just out here hustling too. So if y'all out here hustling like me, shout out to y'all. Just shout out to us for doing a dang on thing. And I'm gonna end this by saying, life is crazy right now. The world is in a disarray. People are losing their mind. Racism is not rampant because it has never went away. But racism is more on the forefront because we got a crazy little president. And I just want to say, hold y'all head up and keep moving forward. Don't let these people try to trick y'all out y'all spots. Don't let people try to trick you out the street either. I got some MAGA loving neighbors and I'm not paying them no attention. Just know I'm about to buy me a new house because I'm about to run up this check and I ain't got time for these people and they bullshit. You feel me? You feel me? All right, y'all. I'm going to holla and I'll see y'all soon.